Been having a visitor. See if Willow's probably gonna scare it. You guys see it? Hog Panel Express. It's not perfect, but it works. All right, let's get into this part 2 of building this pig pen. So if you've missed out on part 1, definitely go check that out. Come right back and let's jump into it. All right, nice and short and sweet intro. Welcome back to the journey, folks. So like I said, if you did miss out on this part 1, definitely go back and check that out. It's greatly appreciated. And then, yeah, so actually we need to go grab these panels off the Jeep. Glass actually needs to run back into town to just grab some stuff from the grocery store. And then, yeah, I still need to do the water thing, but I'm still waiting for those parts to come in. So those have been ordered online. I was not able to find like what I truly wanted at the store, at the hardware store. So with that, well, I didn't even check the store here locally, so who knows? I might even run into town as well just to see. But I don't know. I mean, we got time, right? Before mom and dad and stuff get here with the stuff, we got time. So anyway, and if you did not know or catch us over on our side channel, that's the Scuttlebutt with IFF. We had talked about it there. That last time Gladys had talked with Dad, had talked about the pigs. Well, we thought that they were like 100% potbelly pigs, but they're not. They're actually super pigs. So what's a super pig? Well, that's basically different types of breeds, whatever it is, being mixed with the wild boar. So whenever you have a 50-50 mix of either like a coon boar or potbelly boar, right? A lot of those things, they consider those to be more of a super pig. So with that being known, I'm glad that I'm making this pen, because I personally would prefer not to have those free range, because if you kind of read up on that a little bit and do some of your research, super pigs or even the wild boar, right, they have a tendency to do a little more damage to property, and they can even get into other animals' enclosures and cause havoc there as well. So I would prefer not to have that happen. So these are more than likely just going to be staying in this pen until they're to full size, and then we're going to butcher them out. All right. So anyway, with that being said, let's jump over and let's unload. Not ideal, but it works. All right. I wonder if I can do this by myself or if I'm going to need help. Well, only one way to find out. Okay, the last one I think is going to be a little bit different. I can't just slide it off because it'll come down and smack the light. I don't want to do that. I don't want to break anything. Try to see if I can't take this one off the side. There, that wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. I need to flip this one around. There, it looks better. Stand up. Thank you. So actually, in case you did not know the reason why I turned this around or why I said it needed to be turned around. So with these panels, right, you have your horizontal lines and then you have your vertical lines wire. That's all welded wire, right? Well, you want the horizontal lines to be on the inside of your panel, right? So if the animals are coming and rubbing up against it, they're not, hurting themselves with the horizontal lines. So now I got these in place. I need to get a third, and then we'll go through and then start getting all the other T-posts put in. All right, so for me, whenever I'm putting in my panels, I do actually like to lay it down flat and then kind of butt it up to your T-posts. Just get it, because once you have your four corners established on either end, because you always want to do this side first and then go to the very opposite side and do that. And then once you've done that, you can now take your other two panels, butt them up against of where these panels sit, okay? And then that will establish the line of where you're going to put your T-posts, which you'll see. But I got this kind of like where I would like it to be. I'm not too worried about putting the wire in just yet, but I do have, this is a 55-pound test galvanized steel wire, and then just some lineman's pliers, or if you have normal pliers, or even like the lock wire pliers that has like the twisty thing on there. I do have a set of those. I just don't know where it is exactly. Plus, I can see I have a root right here. Kind of bring y'all in. I have a root right here that I'm probably going to have to deal with. I might need to chop that, at least a section of that root out. That way the fence will sit correctly. And then, this is a pretty flat area of where I need everything to go. But if for whatever reason, it still has holes and whatnot, I'll just go grab rocks to put on the bottom. It'll be all right. I get it. Come to help me. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 12. Puts me right there. That should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. I'm probably gonna have a root. No, my luck. No, my luck, but I didn't. All right. So from there, now that I got that established, just try to get it as close to your panel as possible. As long as these are touching, I can see that that post kind of moved a little bit. So I do think there is a root there. But it's only going to be off by, it'll curve it, the panel just a little bit. Like an inch, maybe. Right. Just cut you off a piece. Go around your post, around your fence. Twist it tight. And then as I'm twisting my wire, I'm also leaning into my panel some, which I can see right here like my panel's off the ground. So, because I do have a hump right here, so I am going to have to come reinforce this corner. Because my ground's not perfectly flat. Alright. So, I'm just going to worry about a wire up here on the top. Then I'm going to put one down at the bottom. Basically on all 3 posts. And then I'm going to go do the exact same thing over on the other side. And then once I got that done, I'm going to do the front and the back panels. Now bring you right back. Okay, so not too bad. This doesn't have to be perfectly straight. I could probably even go out there and even like bend, right? Bend this post. Looks okay. And you gotta be perfect. I think I've done enough videos talking about perfection. Right? It's all in the eye of the beholder. So whenever I did these posts, right, I'd already planned on having extra coming out. So now I put these panels down to where they're touching that panel. Okay, now as you can see, I have overhang over here, and then I have these basically lined up almost directly with that one. Okay, now the reason for that is I'm actually going to be putting like a little gate here. So I am going to cut the panel. I will have another T-post just to be able to do a little 3-foot gate, 2-foot gate, whatever. But then this one back here, okay, and it's the whole reason why I did that is for that purpose. Okay, I needed that little extra. But then back here, right, obviously you're gonna have it overhanging by half a square, so it's gonna overhang 3 or 4 inches on that side. Then it's gonna overhang 3 or 4 inches on that side. Okay, now can I come back and cut that, or even bend these wires to kind of wrap around? Sure, I could do that. But for now, I'm just going to let it hang over. So all that's in, and then I'm going to go back through. Like, I'd already added some wire. Whenever you're tying your wire, so if you're using this type of wire, it's always a good habit. You know, just use a little bit extra, and then whenever you're done, cut it off to where it's kind of a flush cut, but then bend it back in. Many years in the Navy of working on my weapon systems and things that I did. Well, for one, my weapon system used a lot of lock wire, right? So a lot of the bolts and everything, not only did they have a compound on there, you know, like the Loctite to keep the bolts in there, but they also had a lock wire that got installed in a backwards S configuration, and it really locked that bolt in. It did not allow it to back out, caused from the vibration. Well, whenever you're dealing with a lot of lock wire throughout your time, you cut yourself, you cut your arms, your hands on that lock wire a lot. So you learn to bend it back, so minimizing cutting yourself. Of course there's a root. Why wouldn't there be a root? Well, because I'm right next to the tree. Duh. That one probably could be bent a little bit. Let's go try to straighten that out. That's the only tree I got with a fork in it, which I do have a project coming up where I need to make some pickets, to make actually a little picket fence to go around the garden, to be able to keep the chickens and the goose out of the garden. Mainly the goose. She wants to eat all the carrots. So, and I do know that you need a tree with a fork in it to be able to help with that. Or, I don't know, I'll figure something out, but it's definitely a good way to re-straighten. So I'm reutilizing every single T-post from this property, best of my ability. And boom, just like that, you got a straight T-post again. So now let's go install it. I think that one hit a rock. different. Not going to be in the same spot of the fence, but that's fine. That one was definitely hitting a rock, so I had to move it over. So if I wanted them to be the same, I'd have to take this one out, move it over. I'm not that OCD. I am, but I'm not. Let's get these tied in. Straightened up. Your middle post is actually your most important. At least that's what my papa always told me. Because this one, for one, it's right in the middle of your fence. Two, you also put it right at that very center rib of this fence. And it doesn't allow the fence to go side to side if they're rubbing up on it. I did not learn how to do hog fence from no YouTube university. I learned how to do hog fence from my papa many moons ago. I know my dad back in the day used to raise pigs. I did a couple times, like in high school, but I never kept them at the house because we never had property. I never had property with my parents where we could have animals. So I just raised them, with like 4-H or something like that, FFA. And then I failed my English test and I couldn't take it to show. Yeah. It happens. I hated English. All right. Wind's picking up a little bit, but I'm down to the last post. So this is going to be where the gate goes. So it just really all depends on what size gate you want. I don't need a big one. I think that'd be perfectly fine. Personal preference. So all the rest of the posts are the exact same, going around of where they go. And then this is an extra. Do I absolutely need this post right here for the corner? Probably not, but it acts as like a backer for the gate, like a stop. And then everything will be attached. I'll have two hooks, one top, one bottom, to attach, to this side over here. This is also, I think, the best post I had. Pretty close to it. But it's also going to be my hinge post. And this gate is not heavy by any means. Right? Obviously, if it was heavy, I would need to attach something else, to it. That way it's not one to lean, but It's a very, very lightweight gate. So don't think I need to worry about that. All right, let's get this last panel in. Here comes my helper. Can't get in there no more. All closed off now, Giggles. All closed off now. I know. Gonna need an Epsom salt bath tonight. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that's also the last of my wire. Definitely gonna have to buy more because I did not finish. What you think? What do you think? You like it? Huh? The pigs like it? You excited to get some pigs? Huh? Like, I don't know. I don't know what a pig is. Mm-hmm. I know. I know. I know. I know. Good girl. It's a good girl. Need to get some more wire.
I got one more.
Alright, so just one of the safety concerns whenever you're doing that, for one, I don't know if you can tell, but I was actually cutting that at an angle just a little bit, so it does put kind of like a back cut on the panel that I want to stay in place, right? And it just kind of minimizes being cut on those things, right? Now, obviously, I still got to cut these off, but I don't know if you can tell, but you can see some of these, like they kind of bend out that way, and then some bend that way. Well, because this wire, whenever it's made, right, it's actually on a spool. Well, some of that wire still has memory, right? Metal has memory. And whenever you go to cut those, right, it's going to go in or out because it's no longer being supported. So just be wary of that. You know, don't rush. Let the wheel do the cutting. All right, so now I need to get these cut off here. That way I can have that portion there be my hinge. And then it comes over and it will overlap by that much. And that'll be all right. Be good. Now, you probably noticed or not, but it's actually a different day. We ended up getting quite a bit of rain. And we just so happen to have a break in the rain right now, but we are supposed to be getting more. So we're able to get up to the store, you know, Memorial Day weekend. So, you know, definitely remember all the fallen. Remember what the day is for. And hopefully you just have a great weekend if you're out visiting with friends or family, going to those barbecues. But I'm going to finish getting all this wired in, and then we'll get the gate hung up, and we already got a food pan, and then all that's going to be left then is the water tank, which I have those pieces on order. I just gotta wait for that to come in, so I'll probably do a update at some point to that later down the line. So let me finish going around and getting all the wire and stuff taken care of. I'll get the gate hanging up, and then we'll come back to close out the video. All right. Woo. Lovely wire. Okay, gate's all finished. I'll probably come up with a different solution for locking the gate, closing it, whatnot. Right now I just have a pin, the chain that can wrap around, that's attached to that T-post. And then I have a root right here, so we do have to kind of pick up on it, but it still opens. I just used some radiator clamps as hinges on that. It works just fine. Allows you to be able to pick up the gate to help swing it, and then just kind of set it down in place, right? And then go ahead and chain it back up. Put a pin in. Easy peasy. Not gonna go nowhere. Alright, so actually before I end this video, I do want to show you also, if you've not been following us over on our side channel, that's the Scuttlebutt with IFF, or Ivy's Family Factotum. We actually, whenever we were purchasing the panels for this, Gladys couldn't help herself and she ended up getting something else. But no, she actually said we could wait, and I said, well, they're here, we might as well get them now. We've already talked about getting them, and why they're here, why not? We already have the space for them and whatnot, because we'd already moved some of the chickens around. So let's actually head inside the coop and let's go see what we got. All right, coming over to the coop. Elvis might be in here making a bunch of noise. I know some of the others are in here, but what did we get? We got guineas. So we got 6 brand new guinea hens, and those are going to be for tick deterrent, because we are tired of all the ticks. So we did have them over here with all the chicks at first, because these are the smallest, youngest chicks we have, but they're already at like the 4 to 5 week age, so they're already a little too old for them. We tried it for one night, it didn't work out, so they're going to be by themselves, and if anybody knows anything about guineas, you definitely want to have them around your chickens, especially if they're out free ranging, because they'll take off and they won't come back. So as long as they can be around chickens or possibly a goose, you're gonna have to be a good role model. You're gonna have to be a good role model. teach them to stick around. So, but we'll see how it goes. As they get a little older, maybe we'll be able to throw them back in with the chickens, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. But anyway, yeah, we definitely appreciate y'all for joining in on this journey we call life. And let me know down in the comments, which, I mean, I'll probably do it anyway, but just let me know down in the comments if you would like to see only the pig pen, right, of only working at, because obviously this is a 2-part thing, and I can do it like a start to finish of only that, to where, cutting out all the fluff of, the chickens and stuff, and just everything that I did for this. So just let me know down in the comments what you think about that. And yeah, I think it turned out all right. So now, obviously, still waiting for, we got the water jug. I'm just waiting on some of the parts to be able to put the nipples down into the jug. They're on order. We're just waiting for them to get here. The stores, I checked the stores here locally, and when we went to go buy the panels, and they didn't have them in stock. So at least not the ones that I wanted, right? I'm kind of particular, I guess. But anyway, with that being said, we definitely thank y'all. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed, we would ask that you give us that subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. And then if you'd like to stick around a little bit further, go ahead and check out this video we have right here, or the whole year's playlist over on this side. Makes it easy to keep up with the whole year's projects. Icons at the top make it easy to subscribe both here and to the side channel I was talking about. And then last but not least, always get out there, thank a veteran with every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy Memorial Day, y'all.